is a new normal, because normal implies that it's the same. What we see is that everything is changing faster than any time in the history of humans on this planet. What stands out to me the most is the way that climate change is touching every part of our lives. We are seeing climate change affect our food and our water, our homes, our infrastructure, the economy, every aspect of human life on this planet, and non-human life as well, is being affected by a changing climate. And what that means is that whoever we are, it doesn't matter where we live, it doesn't matter what we do, it doesn't matter what we care about. If we are a human being living on planet Earth, we have every reason to care about climate change and to support climate action.
Negotiations. So directly at the negotiations, we just have a gender problem, just a normal gender problem, i.e. there isn't 50% women, even though there's been a commitment to that at the negotiations. And actually they do, the UN women, they have a focal point, and they have noticed that men, not only are women just not represented, especially as lead negotiators, that men speak twice as long. So I thought that was quite good. But if you're actually talking about Indigenous women or women from local communities, grassroots women, I mean, they even have a hard time just getting to COP. I think we're seeing that it's a challenge for a lot of people to get to COP. But I mean, these women are actually, often it's beyond their means. They aren't part of the network because it is still an elite network on climate, even if you're including the environmental groups, broader civil society. And by the way, they're just actually trying to do action in their local communities. And that's a real problem, because what I've seen is often there isn't a gender frame or an understanding about how you have to look at climate impacts as well as climate action from a gender. You have to do a gender-based analysis, because otherwise you won't get the outcomes that most people, actually reasonable people, would support. If you look at delegations, you're going to see actually a not surprising breakdown, not only of the fact that it's mainly men that are leading the delegations still, but for certain countries, there just are not women. And if there are women there and they've been told to bring women, they're like bringing water to delegates, to negotiators. And I'm not diminishing those women. They are being diminished by the fact that they aren't being given the opportunity. But that speaks to the need to build a pipeline of women who can demonstrate the skills. And sadly, often women are required to do more to demonstrate skills. We've seen that across the board, not just in climate negotiations. But I think it is really important. It's important for women so that they can be well versed in the topics, but often they are the ones that are able to find solutions, be less dramatic, focus on outcomes as opposed to restating or retrenching, status quo positions.
And those who are still denying and have not yet believed that the climate crisis is affecting us, we have stories to share. I and many young people were robbed from our future. We've been forced to grow, to act, to think like adults, because we cannot watch as our future is shut, our dreams put to an end, our home, Mother Earth, burning, hitting in drought, and we do nothing. When I was 14 years old, I saw landslides killing so many people due to harsh weather conditions. These images have disturbed me and cannot allow me to rest until something is done about the changing climate.
Underlying everything, like whether we're going to get to net zero, is money. That we need to be financing the transition. We need to take money at scale, stop funding fossil fuels, and move it to clean energy. In particular, we need to be supporting developing countries, but we also need to be thinking about how to ensure a just and equitable transition, because it's not going to work otherwise.
I would say it's very fulfilling. It's very rewarding. It's powerful, and it just takes a little work. That this industry in particular is really welcoming, and for every one person that I've had a challenge with, there's been 50 or 60 other people that have come over that have offered insight or just been really supportive to be able to help pick me up and answer any questions that I might have. So while this industry might seem very male dominant, male-dominated, excuse me. It's actually here for everyone, and it's family-owned businesses, and it's amazing to see that not only are families being passed down for their companies to the males or the nephews, actually women are starting to take over their family-owned businesses, and so there's more opportunity for women in this space, and there's lots of great folks that are helping and empowering women.
This is not something that, or climate hazards for us, it's not a research we read or a treaty that was signed. It's everyday's life. It's the food that you do not have on the table. It's the cattle that died, or your house that was, washed away, or the people, tens of millions of people in Africa who have been displaced because of droughts, and even causing conflict. So we are very conscious of all of this, and we want to ensure that our people have not only the best life possible and look after their welfare, but that our continent and our countries grow, be competitive, industrialize, have value addition within the countries. And all of this requires, massive sources of energy. So our common position, which was adopted by the African Union, is that we are going to use the available resources that we are having. Our aim, all of us, is net zero. As I said, we are more almost than anybody else conscious of the importance to act very quickly on climate.